What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to be discussing whether working with a credit repair company is for you or not. I'll also actually be deep diving into what are the alternatives in case you're in a situation where working with a credit repair company doesn't apply to you. So stay tuned to the end of the video so you don't miss any of this info. Now, just by you having bad credit, it can affect you in so many different ways. Of course, there's going to be the ways that people are most knowledgeable about. It's going to be things like, loans, whether it's a car loan, a home loan. You know that if you have bad credit, then you're typically going to have a higher interest rate. So you're going to end up paying more for the house, or you might not get approved for the house or car at all, right? So that's the typical scenarios that people think about whenever they think about having bad credit. But a situation they don't look at is things like your insurance. A lot of people don't know that your car insurance, they actually pull your credit report or your credit score so they can gauge what kind of consumer you are. The way they look at it, and the reason why they look at that is they figure that if you're not responsible with your finances, then there's a chance you might not be responsible with your car, right? And they use that to gauge how much they should charge you when it comes to your car insurance. So just by you having good credit, you actually can end up seeing that your car insurance even goes down to a lower amount than it was previously. And another big one, especially for me, when I was previously working in the financial industry, was actually employment. Okay, what they did was before I even got approved for my job or got the full job offer and was able to start my employment, they ran my credit to see what kind of stuff I had on there. I was working specifically in finance, so they wanted to make sure that I didn't have any financial obligations or there wasn't anything on my credit that would signify that maybe I could be, bought or, someone could try to bribe me because they knew what situation I was, things like that, right? So depending on your job, they might actually pull your credit as well. So this isn't just something where it's, something that you can push off because you say, hey, I'm going to buy a house in 5 years, so it's not a big deal, or I don't need a car anytime soon, so I'm not going to worry about my credit. It's impacting you in more ways than you might think. So it's definitely something that you want to take a look at. Now, disclaimer, I actually do own a credit repair company. So I want to be completely honest with you guys from the jump. But you're going to be able to tell by this video that I'm giving you exactly both sides, just like I do when anyone comes up to me. I think there's a specific type of person who should use credit repair companies as opposed to someone who can just DIY or do it themselves, right? And so I'm going to show you both sides of it and hopefully give you guys a clear path on which side you should take. So in what scenarios should someone actually use a credit repair company? The way I look at it is it should be a situation where most likely it's something where you don't have the time to do it, right? Maybe you are working a full-time job, or maybe you're working more than 40 hours a week. You don't have the time to be able to fix your credit and constantly work on your credit. So you hire a credit repair company that's gonna help you fix your credit, but B is also gonna be able to educate you fairly quickly about how to improve your credit. Because one thing that a lot of people don't realize is, credit repair companies can only do so much. Really, if you look at the entire spectrum of your credit score is broken down into 5 categories. Credit repair companies can really only affect really 2 of those 5 categories, okay? And so what I typically tell people is that you want to also make sure that you're being educated so you understand how your credit score is compiled, and that way you know what you can do on your end to help fix your score and just speed up the process a lot faster as well. So one is the time aspect. The other one is the money aspect. If you have money to pay for credit repair, then it makes sense. But I would never sign up for credit repair, or we don't even take clients who are stretching themselves to be able to afford the credit repair. So if you are already having trouble paying your bills every month, then it's a situation where you shouldn't worry about credit repair. Your focus should be on A, finding ways to increase your income, or B, finding ways to decrease your expenses. Whether that's if you're paying, let's say, like, for example, you have a bunch of subscription services that you're signed up for, it's cutting off those subscription services so you can lower your expenses, or it's maybe doing some type of activities on the weekends so you can increase your income, whether it's like Uber, Amazon, things like that, right? And there's a bunch of different, things you can sign up on the side just to make an extra income. Because at the end of the day, the way I look at it is I don't want to make it. I've always looked at credit repair as I don't want it to be a situation where you're paying me. I want it to be a situation where you're actually saving money working with me, because again, kind of going back to what I was mentioning earlier. Yes, credit repair can help you when it comes to just fixing your credit in general can help you when it comes to lowering your expenses, your interest rates and things like that. But you want to make sure that you're in a situation to take advantage of that. Okay. So if it's a situation where you don't have the money for it, then you should try to either figure it out by yourself or work on improving your situation financially through either increasing your income or decreasing your expenses. And lastly, the last reason I might recommend that someone work with a credit repair company is going to be because of the experience, right? The way I look at it is the same way as me and my car, right? There was times whenever I would go to get an oil change and stuff, and it would get done. You know, I'd go to like a small shop and they would get it done extremely fast, and then they would charge me like $60. And I remember I started thinking, I was like, man, at this point, like I might as well just change this oil myself. I'm over here paying $60 for a dude that's going to knock it out in like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I might as well just keep that money and just do it myself at the house. But, you know, I started checking out YouTube videos, and then that's when I started realizing, I was like, listen, at a certain point, it's not even worth my time to be doing that. Like, I'm imagining he can do it in 20, 30 minutes. How much time is it going to take me? Because I'm starting from scratch, right? He already knows how to do everything. He can get under there and knock it out real quick. It might take me 2 hours, 3 hours to change the same oil that he would have done in 20, 30 minutes, right? So at a certain point, you know, you got to value the experience, right? You know, you can change your own oil. You can fix the brakes on your car. You could change an engine block. Like I've changed an engine block before with some friends on a friend's car, right? You know, typically it might take someone a week. You know, it may take a shop a week, a couple of days. It took us the whole summer. It was basically a project. Like I enjoyed it. It was fun learning, but it's not something I'm willing to do for myself. Especially nowadays, I'm not going to spend a whole summer of 8-hour days just trying to fix a engine block. So with that said, those are kind of the scenarios I look at to say, hey, maybe it might be worth it for you to do credit repair. But guys, there is an alternative, okay? There is an alternative, and I think that it's big for people to know that you can do credit repair yourself. I try to make that completely clear, especially whenever when other people are coming to me to ask about credit repair. Like, frankly, most of the time, you know, we have more clients than we're able to work on, right? So we can't take on new clients. So it might be a situation where I tell you, hey, look, and that's one of the main reasons I started this channel, because I wanted to be able to show people how to fix their credit, right? And I think the majority of people can do it themselves. It's just there's certain people where it might not be worth their time, just because they might be making a certain amount of income from their job to where they'd rather just spend that money to fix their credit and not have to worry about it, right? Spend more time with their family, their friends, their kids, you know, or focus on whatever else they want to focus on, as opposed to spending hours trying to learn how to fix their credit. But I think for the vast majority of people, they can just learn it themselves, right? There's plenty of ways to just do it yourself. All the videos on my channel I've shot pretty much detailing any type of situations you can have or you can deal with when it comes to credit repair that you could easily look through. I'll even post some of them down in the description below to show you guys how to fix your credit. I've also shot a video talking about how to fix your credit step by step. And it focuses on the 2 categories that I think you should focus on to be able to get you into the 700s. So that video I'll link down below as well. And that's going to be a great jump start for you to figure out exactly what you need to do to go about fixing your credit. Now, another reason it might make sense for you to just do it yourself is if you don't have a lot of things on your credit. I wouldn't recommend you go pay hundreds of dollars to get your credit fixed if you have like 2 negative accounts on your credit report, okay? In those scenarios, it doesn't really make much sense, and it might not even be impacting your credit that much, right? You really want to work with a company who is telling you the truth, okay? You know, I think there's a lot of companies out there who are looking more so at the money, and they might try to be like, you might have 2 accounts on your credit report that aren't even having that much of an impact or affecting you that negatively, and they'll take you on as a client just because they want to make money, as opposed to if you go to another company, they'll tell you, hey, look, we can work with you, but honestly, you don't need it. And I think that's kind of more so the way I look at it is I try to be upfront with people. I think it's a situation where like you might be in a position where you don't need a credit repair and you're just fine, right? Don't ever think that because you sign up for credit repair that they're going to eliminate everything off your credit report. The way credit repair works is they're only able to remove things that are inaccurate on your report, right? The benefit is really there's so many inaccuracies on the credit report that's how credit repair companies are able to work. Because if anything's off, if there's like a date that's off on your credit report, if there's an amount that's off even by a penny, then it's possible that account can get removed. Or if the companies aren't verifying that information, that the information is 100% accurate or have proof to back it up, then it can get removed. Okay, but if the company has all the information, everything's 100% accurate, then it's really impossible to get it removed by following the law. There's some people who will do things like declare, you know, identity fraud, and that's how they wipe everything off your credit at once. But I mean, typically the way that works is everything ends up being added back on your credit, so you're back on square one, right? So I always recommend, just especially if you just have a few accounts, pull your credit score, see what your credit score is, right? Especially if you just have like an old collection account from a couple years back, or you know, 4 or 5 years old, things like that. Then it might make sense for you not to just worry about that and just focus on improving your credit score in other ways, right? Making sure you don't miss any payments, making sure you're not maxing out credit cards, things like that. And again, guys, if you don't have the money to spend for credit repair, then don't stress yourself trying to find money or putting money together. Especially don't use a credit card or max out a credit card trying to pay for credit repair. At the end of the day, just spend the time learning how to do it yourself, and it's going to be something that's quite beneficial for you. Especially, and again, that's what I love about my channel, is not only can I relay this information to you, the viewer, but it's something that I know that you can take that information, you can pass it on to somebody else, right? You might be watching one of my videos about how to deal with a bankruptcy, and maybe you don't have a bankruptcy, but you watch that video and you have a friend who has a bankruptcy and they're talking to you about it. Now you can relay that information out to them, right? And so that's the kind of way I look at it, is not just impacting you, but impacting you, which then leads you to impact somebody else. And that's how this thing can get a lot bigger than me just helping out one person. And that's honestly the gist of it, guys. But whether you decide to work with a credit repair company or you decide that you just want to do it yourself, either way, guys, you got to take action, right? You got to put one foot in front of the other. Don't look at it as something that's going to just change overnight. The way credit works is it's going to take a little time, right? And you just got to keep just putting one foot in front of the other and slowly taking action. And then after a while, you're going to see that you've made so much progress, and you're going to be able to look back after like 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is, and see the huge gains that you've had in your credit score and be able to reach whatever your financial goals are. Okay, so guys, that's going to be pretty much it for this video. If you are interested in learning more about how to fix your credit, again, I'm going to attach some videos down below in the description, as well as I'll probably post a comment down below with a bunch of links, so you can click on those links to know about how to fix your credit, other things like how to remove collection accounts, dealing with credit repos, or excuse me, car repos, dealing with bankruptcies, things like that, medical collections. I'll post it all down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure you throw a like on this video so we can get this out to more people, and make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future videos. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I will see you at the next one.